Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and I'll be talking about Weekly Hard Stratagem number 50 in Space Marine 2 Patch 14. Now, this week's Hard Strat is kind of diabolical. We are on Vortex with the modifiers Supremacy of the Strong, Terminus level enemies are stronger, Squad Unity, when you do not maintain close proximity to team members, armor and contested health restoration are disabled, and the buff effect here is Hollowed Relic, which says a random player carries a Hollowed Relic that heals both the carrier and nearby allies, and it also boosts damage by 50%. So this one is naturally buffing up the Vortex Beast. The Vortex Beast is already one of the most hated bosses in Space Marine 2, though I want to say I don't think this modifier is as bad as it looks initially. Hollowed Relic is actually a very powerful buff for your team, because the way this one actually works is that you get a heal over time as long as you are near your teammates, but with this modifier you are already forced to be near your teammates anyways with Squad Unity, so you're pretty much getting a 24/7 heal to yourself and your teammates, and that's a super strong effect here. So the only real downside of this one is that the Vortex Beast is naturally buffed up, but the way I would handle that is just bring a sniper class or like an Auspex scan on your tactical, and that should do the job. I did actually manage to solo this one on the most busted setup for the sniper that I will show in a second, because a sniper is just so strong in the hard strats and operations right now that even solo with bots he can kind of just mop up these bosses very easily, even if it takes a while. And that was like my biggest problem with this modifier setup anyways, is that Supremacy of the Strong, and this just makes some of the more annoying bosses like the Hellbrute, Chaos Terminator Sorcerer, and of course the Vortex Beast just take forever, which isn't super fun, but you can definitely get this one completed with the setup I'll show starting now. So this is Sniper's most cracked build in Space Marine 2. It has ridiculous damage, ridiculous survivability, and it's incredibly easy to use. You really cannot die on this if you know how to properly maintain your camo cloak, because the Sniper is just that strong, and he is the best class for hard strats and operations, because even if your teammates are dead, you are winning games, and if your teammates are alive, you are also winning games, because the Sniper does not care. He is just that guy, and the camo cloak and purification are just that cracked. Now, as far as the weapon is concerned, the Marksman Carbine, this weapon back in patch 12 got a base damage buff, and for whatever reason Saber Interactive made this gun do more damage than its headshot multiplier version on the headshot with the ammo reserve option, which means you get like double the magazine capacity, a ridiculous amount of ammo in your ammo reserves, to the point you don't even really need perks like versatile precision on this build, because if you have teammates you'll usually have enough ammo regardless, and if you want to take this you'll just have infinite ammo pretty much. Now, as far as the perk tree is concerned, it's pretty much the same as a normal bolt carbine. You just pick up Headhunter first into Rapid Health, then you pick up the perk Home Precision, Divine Might here for a damage buff into Headhunter, and Headhunter for even more damage. Then we go down here for Extended Magazine, Divine Might, Increased Capacity, the perk Magazine Restoration, Adamantine Grip, and Divine Might again, because you really don't care about the armor restoration up here, because this class has Purification, and Purification with Emperor's Grace and Lingering Concealment is just kind of cracked at the moment. Now, as far as the secondary is concerned, I do take the newly buffed Heroic Bolt Pistol. This thing got a 15% base damage buff in patch 14, and it's been incredibly strong ever since. The damage here is staggering. The gun strike damage is equivalent to some of the best options in the game, like the Heavy Bolt Pistol, and on top of that, the perk tree with Burst Fire for your heroic option. This will trigger perk effects like Pattern of Excellence on the Sniper class, so it is just the perfect weapon for a secondary on him, and this class does not care too much about a staggering effect anyways for Chaos, because Purification is just that cracked. Now, as far as the perk tree is concerned, number 1, we take Perpetual Precision, moving here to the perk Headhunter. Then I pick up Gunstrike Reload, Increased Capacity, Headhunter again, into the most important perk here with Elite Hunter for a 50% buff on the headshot for Majora's melee kills, and the final perks are Headhunter, Extended Magazine, and Divine Might, and that's all there is for the secondary. Now, for the melee weapon, we just take the Argent Edge. The Argent Edge is a cracked weapon in Space Marine 2, and if you are not playing melee sniper, you just pick this up every time. It is the best offensive weapon in the entire game. It will stagger on every single parry, so the first parry on a Ravener, Lictor, or whatever you're trying to fight that can be staggered, it will just give you a free gunstrike opportunity and interrupt them immediately, which keeps you from being stun locked, allows you to trigger perk effects down here like Exacting Focus for more range damage. So really good synergy here, and by far the best option. As far as the perk tree goes, it does not matter that much at all. I just go for like full melee damage into stuff like Shadow Stab and Shoulder Bash because this is what I prefer. If you want to go up here or just go all the way down, the main point of this weapon is just that defense fencing option to stagger enemies, and even if you had no perks, it would still be a top tier weapon in Space Marine 2 for that reason. Now, as far as the perk tree is concerned, number 1, Block Break. Shots will penetrate enemy block stances, dealing 50% of the usual damage. Melee does not matter on this build setup at all. If you're going for melee, you're not taking the Argent Edge anyways, and really all you want is just more range damage because that is where most of the damage on this class comes from anyways. Next perk here is Vantage Point. Remaining stationary for 2 seconds increases your ranged weapons damage by 20%. Now, when you are using the sniper as of like patch 12.3 plus, because the base cooldown of the Camo Cloak is 90 seconds, you can pretty much just go into cloak, shoot your gun immediately. That will cancel your cloak instantaneously. However, you will then trigger perk effects like a lingering concealment to give you a further 2-second duration on your camo cloak, which means you can just sit still completely and just use Vantage Point at the same time in cloak and just point blank people in the face. And you can also trigger perk effects down here like Emperor's Grace to be invulnerable during that time period. So great synergy there. Definitely grab this for even more damage. Next perk here is Dexterous Hands. Bolt carbines reload 20% faster and the weapon spread recoil reduced by 15%. I mean, this is the only perk in this column that does anything for the bolt carbine, so definitely grab this. The next perk here is Squad Renewal. A headshot kill restores ability charge by 10% for any team member. This is the best sniper team perk because the big thing about sniper is the only thing you actually need to survive on this class is your camo cloak to be up. So as long as you have purification, you will not die. So your DPS is just effectively endless in an endless mission, which operations and hard strats are. So as long as you maintain that camo cloak, which this helps you do, you'll just win every single mission. Now you could take precision targeting or marksmanship, but the damage buff here is just not worth it in my opinion because this perk is the only one you need to actually do full damage in the first place, so definitely grab this. Next perk here is Purification. Manually activating camo cloak removes negative status effects and restores all contested health. Now this perk is properly ludicrous. So this perk is so valuable, it has kind of broken the sniper class. I have to wonder if like one day they might nerf this, but for now, Purification is positively nuts. All you have to do is just camo cloak and you suddenly have like a squid inking button where basically you get back all of your contested health. You are now invisible and invulnerable for 2 seconds, and you also have the opportunity to just trigger perk effects like Vantage Point and Lingering Concealment. So you're invisible again, you're invulnerable, all your contested health is back, and all you have to do to get back your cloak is just shoot your gun immediately to make sure that camo cloak duration is on cooldown, and also Squad Renewal will give you back your camo cloak if you ever happen to like fuck up. So definitely grab all these options. Next perk here is Targeted Shot. The first range attack that breaks camo cloak deals 75% more damage. This perk actually has a lingering damage bonus where you can get multiple shots off the marksman carbine and get the damage buff of 70. This perk actually has a lingering duration on it after you break your camo cloak, where you can get like 5 or 6 shots off on your marksman carbine with this damage buff active. Super valuable perk interaction, so definitely grab this option. Next perk here is Lingering Concealment, because this perk is just cracked for reasons I previously mentioned. And the final perk is Power of Excellence, because 30-second melt-bombs, shock nades, it doesn't really matter. Equipment in Space Marine 2 is so damn strong, and any equipment on a 30-second cooldown is just a value generation machine, so definitely grab this. Now, for the prestige perk options, number 1, Emperor's Grace. When Camo Cloak activates, you become invulnerable to damage for 2 seconds. This perk is absolutely bonkers as well. Invulnerability in Space Marine 2 counts for damage and stagger, so the moment you cloak, nothing in the game can actually interact with you, so definitely grab this. Next perk here is your choice of Versatile Precision or things like Indomitable Spirit. It really does not matter too much. Like, if you're playing by yourself, I would probably take Versatile Precision, but if you're playing in a team, you're gonna have so much ammo usually, it won't matter, and if you want to skip this for things like Exacting Focus, you can definitely do that. Next perk here is Indomitable Spirit, because no knockback and gun strikes is just super valuable sometimes. Just make sure you actually get your gun strikes off. Having like a stagger in the middle of your gun strike animation feels terrible in this game, so I would definitely grab this. And the final perks are Conviction, because this is the perk that will actually save you when like a cosmic event happens. The next perk here is Conviction, because Conviction is a 25% health damage reduction for 15 seconds on armor break. This perk will save your life, because the way you actually die on the sniper class is via stun lock. The next perk here is Conviction for a 25% health damage reduction for 15 seconds on armor break, because this perk will save your life in the cosmic event you actually get stun locked, because the way you actually die in the sniper class in the big 26 is that you will get like triple stun lock by a lictor or something, or just like a really weird interaction with a Terminator Sorcerer or something, and having this damage reduction, that will just prevent you from getting one shot and allow you to use your purification and not die. So definitely grab this perk. Final perk here is Exacting Focus for a 20% range damage buff, because I do usually skip over Versatile Precision, though if you want to take this, just skip this perk and vice versa. And that is all there is for this build, guys. I mean, you can really take whatever you want for a primary option on this. You know, I made a Heroic Instigator setup with this, Stalker Bolt Rifle, I mean, Bolt Sniper. It doesn't really matter that much. The only one I would not take with this perk combo is the Last Fusel, because the Last Fusel is actually the worst gun on Sniper right now, because your charge up of your shot on this weapon will not break your Camo Cloak, which means you'll be wasting cooldown on your Camo Cloak, and Camo Cloak is the only thing that actually matters on this class, because even if you only had a bolt pistol and just like a knife, you'd probably still kill everything in the game eventually. But that's all to say in this one, guys. Hopefully this build guide helped you, and if you like content like this, subscribe for more. If you want to catch me live to ask me questions about the game or just come hang out, you can find me here on YouTube or on Twitch with a link in the video description. I'll also have a link to my community Discord. And as always, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye. Hey guys, first a Regardsman here, and I'll be talking about the most damaging range setup for the tactical class in Space Marine 2. And now this build is using things like Balanced Distribution, Relentless Pursuit, Emperor's Judgment, and Aligned Aim to reach like a 70% bonus, but can actually go higher than that, because with the Heroic Heavy Bolt Rifle, with stuff like Rampage, you can go up even more with some conditions. Now, the weapon we're using here is of course the Heroic Heavy Bolt Rifle. This is just the best weapon on tactical right now, especially after they nerfed the Burn Auspex interaction on the Pyroblast, and this gun with like pretty much every setup is just super strong right now, because the grenades give you a ton of utility. And even though in the operations and hard strats you really don't use the grenade launcher itself for damage as much as you use it for utility to get back your contested health and stuff like that, it can still be a huge damage nuke, mainly because when you put down an Auspex scan on this build, you will be able to just one-shot a Majora's with a single grenade in a clump, and that is super powerful. But outside of your Auspex scan, I would really not suggest using your grenade launchers as like a proper damage option, because you're way better off just using your secondary on the Heroic Plasma Pistol and just using your primary bolter option, because that's just way more efficient. Now, as far as the perk tree is concerned, we start off with the perk here, Extended Magazine first. Magazine size increases by 15% of the maximum. This will buff up your grenades and your bolter portion, so definitely grab this. Next perk here is Magazine Restoration over here into the perk Cleaving Fire. And then we pick up Remote Threat into the perk over here, Great Might, down here into Increased Capacity, because once again, this perk will buff up your total bolter capacity and also your grenade launcher portion, so really good value options here. And then we go up here into the perk Headhunter, and then we grab the perk Tactical Precision. Headshots will deal 20% more damage, non-headshot damage decreases by 10%. Now, there are a couple ways you can set this up. So you can skip over this perk here and the perk I took with Remote Threat and go up here for Perpetual Penetration and Divine Might instead. This will give you more damage, like straight up on your grenades, and you won't lose anything, because Tactical Precision, this will lower your grenade launcher damage by 10%, and you're also missing out on some close range damage on the grenade launcher portion of this perk, but really that does not matter that much at all in the hard strats and operations, because you will just be using your grenade launchers for damage in the Auspex anyways, and with your Auspex down, your burst damage is so damn high, it really does not matter. And also, with our range damage buffs like Aligned Aim, Balanced Distribution, Relentless Pursuit, and Emperor's Judgment, your grenade launcher is going to have so much bonus damage anyways that losing a little bit here doesn't matter that much, and your bolter portion is going to benefit a ton from these two perks at long range, because the only thing your build kind of struggles with is just dealing with like some of the farther away enemies, because the Heroic Plasma Pistol's not that strong for that. Now, as far as the other two perk options go, you can take the perk here, Cleaving Fire or Rampage, or the perk up here with Rapid Health and Recoupment. Recoupment and Rapid Health can be a bit better, but if you are going for the Remote Threat like I did and maximum grenade launcher ammo, you will go down here. And Rampage is still a pretty good effect, because like I said before, when you put down your Auspex and you start obliterating guys, triggering this perk simultaneously will give you a ton of bonus damage, though the perk up here, Rapid Health, to keep you out of one-shot territory, and having Recoupment for armor restore, that is also incredibly strong. Really hard to go wrong with either of these options, but that's up to you. That's how I would set up the Heroic Heavy Bolt Rifle. Now, as far as as the secondary is concerned, so the heroic plasma pistol here, since we are taking balanced distribution, you will lose 15% damage on your secondary, but just like the heroic heavy bolt rifle and the grenade launcher portion, we don't care about that too much because we have Relentless Pursuit and Emperor's Judgment, and Emperor's Judgment will buff up both your primary and your secondary damage, which is really strong for us, and Relentless Pursuit also does the same thing, so a really good option to buff up both of our weapons here. And as far as the perk tree options for the heroic plasma go, there are really only 3 ways to build this weapon at the moment, and that is as follows. So number 1, you can set it up like I did, which is I think is the best possible setup for this at the moment, which is Plasma Collection into the perk over here, Rapid Cooling. Then we pick up Plasma Collection again, Blast Radius, Perpetual Velocity down to Plasma Collection. Then we pick up Blast Radius again because a 20% damage radius increase here is really nice to have on this weapon. And also the perks over here like Retaliation, Divine Might, that's just free damage. Now, alternatively, you can just go up here and pick up Charge Cooling. Charge Cooling will give you the option to fire this weapon twice before you overheat, but on this build setup, since we are not taking Heightened Vigor, I really would not grab that perk because you are very likely to be forced to either parry or just get staggered before you can get that second shot off, so having a single damaging shot I think is overall superior. And the perk options down here with Fast Venting, Rampage into the perk here, Divine Might, and of course Great Might, this is not super strong either, like for skipping over the top 4, because the Blast Radius perk is very valuable. More ammo is also very nice to have because being able to fire this weapon more often is a pretty great thing, especially against Majora's Clumps. And also perks here like Rampage and perks here like Rapid Cooling, they will work on the double shot, but if you are just using this weapon like straight up, Rampage is almost never going to trigger, or like you'll get maybe 1 shot off if you're super lucky after your initial shot. So they're both kind of dead perks on like most setups, unfortunately. And things like Fast Venting, I mean, this is nice to have, but I'd rather have ammo. And stuff down here like Divine Might and Great Might, these are nice little damage increases, but Blast Radius is a bit better in my opinion. I just prefer having the ammo up here instead. If you want to go all the way down the bottom tree and just pick up Perpetual Velocity, you can definitely do that instead. Now, for the melee weapon, since we are not taking Heightened Vigor, I would just take the Argent Edge. The Argent Edge is able to stagger enemies on every single parry, no matter what, pretty much, which is super strong for us because that allows you to just not have to deal with the random ass stun locks in this game remotely as often, which allows us to take perk effects like Relentless Pursuit or Versatility a lot more easily, though Heightened Vigor can still be a very strong option. Now, as far as the perk tree on this weapon goes, it really doesn't matter. I mean, I just set up this way for pure damage because the base damage of the Argent Edge is pretty nice with an 18 strength, and going here for Shadow Stab, Shoulder Bash, Terminus Slayer, and stuff like that, these are powerful perk options, but it really is up to you because for the most part, this weapon's primary function is as a defensive parry stick, and you don't really care about the damage as much as you would as, say, like a White Scar's Chainsword. But, you know, if you want to set up differently, you definitely can. Now, for the main perk tree, number 1, there are a couple ways to set this up right now, or like really 3. So balanced distribution, this will give you the most damage on your heavy bolt rifle. I have decided to take that today, though right now Crack and Penetrator rounds is bugged to penetrate on plasma weapons and give you like double damage with the 50% body shot increase on your heroic plasma, which is pretty hilarious, but that's the unethical setup. We're just building for something that's not going to be hotfixed in the future. And if you want to take plasma boost, this will only work if you take the charge cooling perk over here, because otherwise you'll just overheat on the first shot and not get that bonus damage off of this. So it does kind of suck. We are losing secondary damage, but balanced distribution, this is just the best setup outside like Crack and Penetrator rounds if you want body shot damage on your heavy bolt rifle. Next perk here is Relentless Pursuit. After a gun strike, range damage increases by 25% for 10 seconds. So this perk and versatility are really strong for your range damage, but I just prefer to have an overall buff here versus a conditional buff on one weapon. The only major downside of taking Relentless Pursuit over versatility is that versatility will give you that buff immediately, and you have to actually have a conditional effect here. But that conditional effect on this one will trigger simultaneously with the perk here, Emperor's Judgment, because Emperor's Judgment reads, after a finisher, the equipped ranged weapon reloads automatically, and your ranged weapons deal 20% more damage for 10 seconds, and this will simultaneously trigger on a gun strike execute. So you're actually getting a 45% damage buff to your primary and secondary secondary at the same time for the exact same uptime. So really nice synergy there, which is why we picked this up instead. Though if you want to have heightened vigor, just make sure you actually get off your secondary shots, because sometimes the heroic plasma can be interrupted. You can definitely do that instead, but for pure range damage, this is better. Now, the next perk here is, of course, Emperor's Judgment, and the other best option would, of course, be Emperor's Vengeance, because this one provides you so much value on the grenade launcher. Grenades in Space Marine 2, just like a single one, is a safety line for your entire class. They will stagger enemies on Chaos like the Minigun Terminator. They will give you back contested health almost instantaneously, so being able to get back one grenade on a 30-second cooldown, even in like a longer match or like a medium-sized match, that comes out to like a dozen plus grenades, which is super valuable for you and allows you to just kind of like intermittently shoot them along your match. So great option here. And the weakest option overall is Steady Aim, because occasionally Terminus don't show up in your mission at all, and a Terminus buff of like 15%, this is nice, but the 20% buff here is for both of your weapons, and like even though it's conditional, it will also affect every enemy in the game. And also the weapon spread and recoil reduction here doesn't really matter on a heroic heavy bolt rifle, because this one's already pretty accurate if you just space your shots. Next perk here is Aligned Aim. Range damage increases by 15% for all team members. So we are going for a maximum range damage setup, so this is kind of a no-brainer to pick up, though obviously Secure Stockpile is better, because a 60-second cooldown on equipment for your entire team, I mean, this perk is just nuts. But as far as range damage goes, this will buff up every option we have, just like Emperor's Judgment or Relentless Pursuit do, so a great option for this build. Now, for the gear perk tree, I mean, Vital Data, Precise Calibration, and Concentrate Fire, this is just the best setup for the tactical currently. I mean, Precise Calibration for the 75% buff on your Auspex damage, and the Concentrate Fire for a 60% longer lasting Auspex and 120% damage on top of that, as long as you stay in the area, on top of the base Auspex scan. This comes out to be like a 300% damage bonus for you and your entire team. So when you're using your grenade launcher on this build, just make sure to only use it in the Auspex, because otherwise you are seriously wasting grenades for like no reason, because the grenade launcher on its own, the damage here is not that strong without the Auspex. It is still pretty good, it's just mostly a utility item, but with the Auspex scan, you kind of just damage obliterate everything in front of you. And if you take this on your team with like a proper damage setup with like heavies or bulwarks or even assault, you will do so much damage to the boss as a group that you're honestly, your own like damage setup doesn't matter that much at all. So Precise Calibration and Concentrate Fire, just that strong of a perk combo, and Vital Data, this gives you more Auspex scans throughout your match, and this is overall a very valuable perk. Final perk here is Ray Impact. A melee finisher additionally deals significant AoE damage in a 10-meter radius. The cooldown is 90 seconds. This will one-shot Majoris in a 10-meter radius. It will do significant damage to Extremis and even bosses. The amount of value this perk gives you is kind of insane. A 90-second cooldown is not very long at all, and this perk has been kind of cracked for, you know, months at this point, almost a year really. Now, for the prestige perk options, number 1, Acuity. So each consecutive headshot increases headshot damage by 3% up to 15%. The bonus lasts 5 seconds without a headshot. So on this build, since we are building for range damage on our heavy bolt rifle in the strats and hard strats, this is just the best option for a heavy bolt rifle, because you will be using your gun portion a lot. In siege mode, you really don't, so spare power is a lot better, but spare power is a bit weaker in the hard strats and operations, because number 1, ammo boxes are not always guaranteed. There are some spawns where you will always find ammo boxes, like on Termination, but your teammates can also rob you, so there's no guarantee you're going to find that. And also Acuity is just a super high value perk anyways. Next perk here is Skilled Supplier. Ammo reserve increases by 15%. This, just like the other ammo options on the heavy bolt rifle, will buff up your grenade launcher portion, so really nice value there, especially since we are not using Emperor's Vengeance. You want as many base options, or excuse me, as much base ammo as you can for your grenade launcher, because the only place you will be getting grenades on this build is from ammo boxes and auxiliary loadout stations, and without that, so you won't find any, which is a pretty big detriment if you have low grenade capacity. Final perk here is Resilience and Fortitude, because these are just the two best. So if you want to skip over Resilience or Fortitude for whatever reason, I would definitely not skip this perk. You can pick up Spare Power, because occasionally this will help you, but for the most part, this is the best setup on this build. And that's pretty much all there is for this tactical build, guys. I mean, Tactical is getting a rework, quote in quotations, next patch. It's really more so a buff to his melee options because at the moment, this class is really only god tier as a range class, and his melee build setups are kind of undercooked. Like battle focus is okay, close targeting is also okay, but the other options for range damage and aspects are just so strong right now that when Saber said they're going to fix up the tactical, they mean they're going to buff up his dead perk options. And that's pretty much all I have to say in this one, guys. So here we are on the new weekly with Squad Unity, Supremacy of the Strong, and Holland Relic. Now, if you play this one solo like I am, you get the Relic every time. And this will heal you and your teammates. So on this build for the Sniper, you're kind of just unkillable, but that being said, being forced to stick around your teammates in this game sucks. Nobody likes that shit. These are probably the worst modifier. A proximity thing, this game is not built around that. However, the Vortex Beast may take 50 billion years on this modifier. That's okay. The nice things about bots for this modifier is that you can kind of just fine no matter what. Your Sniper's a veteran sniper, so I have the left shoulder markings, dude. Joke's on you if you think I give a shit about the markings on my character. I actually think that's like the worst part about 40k outfits, is they're like, oh, you have to wear this marking and you have to wear this marking. It's like, okay, let's just limit the customization for like every single loyal gesture in 40k pretty much. That's how the non-codex compliant ones. I think the codex was a big L, honestly.
Stealth ready. Inserting fresh magazine. Amelio line cloak activated. Objective on the other side.
That's gonna take forever.
Grenade deployed. Changing magazine.
And for the most part, this mission is just going to be a squad unity vortex, and then it's going to get really annoying when the bosses spawn.
Amelio line close presence. They shall not.
That was like so much purple unlock.
How could one think the Scarlet Cult fate was definitive?
This marksman carbine, dude, yo. Freeze the #1 to use the automatic one, so you don't get carpal tunnel. The damage is almost identical at close range. Actually, it's a bit better. How much buffs you're stacking. Let's get an ammo box here.
Those traitorous bastards left nothing unscathed.
Fully charged Hellbreed Plasma one-shots Tech Marine. Yeah, Tech Marine is the squishiest class in the game, technically. I mean, you can have the same level of squish on Sniper, but you have to not build Conviction on Prestige Virtue. It's insane. If this game didn't have Conviction on so many of the classes in it, it'd be a lot harder.
Stealth ready. am a phantom of death. Active camouflage charge. Reloading.
Oh, my bots, dude. That little elevation counters me being away from them. How goofy is that shit? Okay. They're just robbing me, my stupid ass bots. Get over here. Alright, so as long as you have the relic and you are next to them, you will just slowly heal. So that's actually way better than like the Emperor's Judgment one.
Inserting a pile of dead turncoats makes for a glorious day. Stealth ready.
Rate of fire stalker or the headshot multiplier carbine? Definitely. Headshot multiplier carbine is the worst carbine. Just take the ammo one. It has more headshot damage. They did that in patch 12. Though I'll say the automatic bolt carbine I think is still better on this class, just because it doesn't give you carpal tunnel, and the damage and ammo economy are really all you need, and they're pretty damn close. This one's pretty good for medium range though.
Like the traitors descended below using that elevator shaft.
If you're using the accuracy or damage marksman carbine, the damage one, because that's the best one. I mean, this gun's accuracy doesn't really suffer, you know. There are a couple perk effects like that where it's like, okay, weapon spread and recoil reduction. How much does it actually matter for most of the weapons in this game? Not a lot.
Get eyes on the source of corruption. I expected corruption, but not on such a scale. Astropath ahead, and it is corrupted by the war. Kill it! Second wave headed toward us. See active camouflage charged. They shall not. Stealth ready. Changing magazine.
I always find it funny people asking, like, is the bolt carbine automatic variant good in a group? And I'm like, it's an automatic SMG. Like, how much accuracy do you really need? Just stuff it in their mouth. You know, Legend has it. If you shove a bolt carbine up in Hover's ass, it'll kill them in like 5 seconds. Now, I've never tried that personally, but you're free to.
Our orders are clear. Advance. Expunge the I see you, champion in the ether. Approach.
The legend is true, yeah. I mean, I've only ever tried shooting him in the face, but I guess shooting him up his ass would be a pretty good option too.
Destroy every warp-powered relic in the vicinity.
There's a lot of talk of classes needing a rework. Which one needs it the most? In terms of perk tree, Heavy and Vanguard need it the most by like a leaps and bounds. Vanguard, the most. Vanguard needs like a whole perk rework on its class ability because like that thing's accuracy has been abysmal since launch.
Active camouflage charge.
Only gotten worse over time too.
We must engage the altar.
I've been championing the marksman carbine for like 3 patches, ever since patch 12, since they buffed it up. Honestly, actually, before that, since the PTS for patch 12, when they made this thing better than the headshot multiplier version, I was like, huh? Why would you do that? Oh yeah, I can't do that. Okay, wait, I think My teammates, please.
Amelia line cloak ready. I am a phantom of death. Another heretic dies glimpsing the truth. Their dark gods are but lies. Stealth ready. Ready. Unseen, I stalk my target. Amelia line cloak ready. Army melter charge. They should have Amelia line engaged. Active camouflage charge. Rearming. They shall not see. The heretics fight no more. We must take the altar. Target raised.
Yeah, tactical perks or doo-doo as the choice goes. Yeah, they also made some of the choices worse over time, because Battle Focus used to apply Auspex buffs like a year ago, but no longer do that.
Changing magazine. Precisely what we needed. Objective on the other side.
Do not fear the change. Path has been set. Your fate decided.
We have been relocated, but we are still in the relay.
None shall escape the insatiable war of transformation. You will be only the
Amelia line cloak. The source of the corruption lies ahead. The second company is all.
I guess we'll take the sim, that's
We
cool.
are its last pathetic gasp. These
Boss spawn maybe?
corrupted psychers dare to speak with our
Probably
voices.
boss spawn. There he is. His aura, I could feel it from the portal.
Amelia line cloak activated. Tango down. Charged. Unseen, I stole my target. Down to evenly use the scraps. Take. Inserting fresh magazine. Stealth ready.
Viper is so much invulnerability on this build that, like, by the time your bots are gone, or by the time your bots are back, you're gonna be just fine.
I am a phantom of death. Amelia line cloak ready. To put faith in madness is to seek death. Trifling with foul chaos. Changing magazine.
Oh, my bots. He's murdered my bots. What would he ever do? Just res them. We can do that.
Active camouflage charge.
Oh, you want some?
Filter bomb prepped and ready. Uttered its last spell. The Emperor's light down. Fresh magazine.
Oh, whoops. Boss anytime now. It really resisted because I don't feel like getting it. It's a kill. My boss not walking to me. That's a lot of HP. I forgot. Supremacy of the strong. Oh yeah. Got a lot of HP, don't they? Space Marine 2's best build discussion. I mean, the best builds in Space Marine 2 have been like the best builds for ages. It's like literally between like 2 perk choices usually. Like, what's the best build on tactical? What team perk are you gonna take? Secure stockpile. Vital data, precise calibration, concentrated fire. Whoa. I mean, there are builds that are better in certain other perks, but like overall, the best build's been there. There hasn't really been a meta shakeup in Space Marine 2 in forever. It's really just been the addition of heroic weapons, and that's like the only real change. Perks themselves have been mostly the same. Like builds that were good generally just get better.
That sounds like more trouble. We need eyes on it.
Like, you know a game is cooked when the perk choices from 9 months ago are still being touted the next year.
We cannot backtrack.
The last major balance change there was in Space Marine 2 was the patch 9 change to all the melee weapons when they made the balance, when they gave fencing and balance way more speed and made block very slow, heavy hitting.
Eliminate the other psychers.
Our victory is already complete.
A defiled astropath. Take it out. There are too many psychers powering that shield.
Is not what a cause.
Astropath eliminated. They shall not. Put that corrupted astropath out of its misery.
You will never escape us.
Astropath combatant neutralized. Stealth ready. Camouflage charge. Let us cleanse these lost astropaths.
Okay. Just gotta walk all the way over. This Vortex beast fight, I ain't gonna lie to you guys, it's gonna take forever. I don't think it'll be particularly hard, but it'll definitely take forever.
All psychic targets clear but for the leader. And now the leader has no shield. Engage the remaining enemy. Reloading. Objective on the other side.
And naturally, if you have like an Auspex on your team or other boss damage, your life's gonna be easier. If you're stuck playing with randoms, I would just take this build. Or honestly, it's a Bolt Carbine. I need Bolt Carbine.
We cannot allow any influence from the war to remain in the relay. Eliminate that Sangor spearmen, disciples of the war. Amelia line cloak ready. Sangor down. They shall not cease. Active camouflage charged. Changing magazine.
Nag me. Back out.
Take all you can carry. Delta charge fast. Dark spells only conjure. Amelia line engaged. Stealth ready. Rearming. To put faith in madness is to seek death. Amelia line cloak ready. We no longer suffer its existence. A few less traitorous scions to worry about. Rearming.
Lord Executioner's Axe or Salamander Power Sword? Salamander Power Sword is definitely better. They're both
Picking up
good.
equipment.
Alright, this should be fun. By fun, I mean it should take 40 minutes.
Our way is
I'm sure
clear.
this will be a riveting little boss experience here.
Down. The object of their summoning lurks at the edges of real space. Open fire on that abomination! Do not relent, brothers! Keep up the attack! Active camouflage charged.
What the fuck?
Amelia line cloak
Guy.
activated.
One parry phase, I'll take. Okay. I love squad unity, dude. Especially in my there's no way they're actually just gonna sit in this guy, are they?
I am a phantom of death.
Ooh, little chocolate fucks. All of Relic actually makes this easy as fuck. Now see, this is a benefit where your teammates don't do that shit. I got this match opened up in the Vortex Beach and starts like actually just pummeling me. That's one downside of Sniper is your knockdown time is actually longer.
Amelia line engaged. Reloading. Amelia line cloak ready.
Ah, yeah, man.
They shall not.
Should summon us in now. Just shoot him in the ass.
Readying next volley. Amelia line engaged.
Oh, look how much damage we do to his ass. Beautiful in it.
Stealth ready. I am a phantom of death.
All the relics kinda cracked.
Falling back. Hold fast, brothers. It pulls us into darkness.
So it's actually just like that should actually breaks the sniper build even more.
We are not welcome.
Not a necessary squad unity
This
though,
place
because
burns
your
with
HP rolls
corruption.
fucking vanish.
Whoever finds us an exit will have my thanks. I see a glimpse of light. Finally, I am free to press the attack from this side. Prioritize the beast's tentacles. Changing magazine.
Guys, if you don't want carpal tunnel, use the automatic one.
Now is our chance! Hammer the Vortex Beast! Those power streams will sear through Ceramite!
I like how the boss gives 0 fucks. Just go right into the disco laser. They just want to party, you know?
Inserting fresh magazine. Unseen device, not my target. Active camouflage charge. Emilio line close.
love it. Step 5 feet out of the barrier and get pummeled.
Foul pestilence lights me. Emilio line cloak ready.
Say, step 5 feet away from your teammates and get really pummeled. Lose all your HP instantly.
Emilio line aim.
I'm sure that's not gonna. I'm sure no one's gonna be upset about that this week.
Stealth ready.
Poor fucking bot. Just obliterated in the disco.
Active camouflage charged. Reloading. It is not done fighting yet. Get clear of those attacks. Readying next volley. Jump-starting life support. Hold fire! Warp energy seals the creature. This whole relay station is rotted through with heretical scum. Kill every last heretic before they reach the beast. Changing magazine. Hellstorm, wipe it out. My servo harness Delta installation done. Abomination terminated. Readying next volley.
It will almost be over. We're only 1,000 bullets away from killing him.
Avoid those beams! can carry.
I don't know how much this does.
They shall not see. Launching
Here,
crack
I
grenade.
can see.
Camellia line cloak ready. Reloading. I am a phantom of death. Stealth ready. Inserting fresh magazine. Now is our chance. Finish the beast off! Camellia line cloak ready.
Finally. With a lot of fucking HP. Oh, the stream is lagging? Yeah, that's not surprising. Been some issues recently on both Twitch and YouTube with that.